How you know the story goes, this guy says, Grant, I might not be the most interesting person, but I am the one I'm most interested in. See, people are far more concerned and more interested in themselves, their family, and in doing the right thing than they are in having another product, no matter how much they need or want that product. If you don't show as much interest in the buyer's concerns, in his family, where he lives, what he does, in his time, his issues, and those things he has his attention on, as you do in the selling of your product, he'll know that you're in it for the commission and you're not in it for him. Be more interested in the customer, the person in front of you, than you are in yourself, your sales process, your product, or even your commission. And I promise you, if it's genuine, you'll make more sales. 90% of all salespeople do not take the time to ask enough questions and then truly listen to the buyer to find out what they really want. I know a lot of people that ask questions and then don't duplicate, don't listen. Moving on to the next question. Okay? You have to be interested. Asking questions is one thing, but you have to be interested in them. And you have to know how to communicate. See, right now, I'm not communicating, I'm talking. Okay? I'm giving you a lot of information. That's not communication. See, communication requires an exchange of ideas. So if I ask you a question, hey, what color do you like the most? For it to be communication, I need to get you to understand the question and give me a color. Finding out what is most important to people so you can identify what they actually want and then deliver it requires you ask questions and then duplicate. It means I got to listen. What do people find value in? What is important to them? Why is it important? How do they want that then spoken to them? You know, one time I'm going to give you a story about a guy I was selling. I had 144 condos in Tucson, Arizona, and we were selling out this lot of condos. I'm sitting with a couple talking to them. The husband will not look at me. After a couple minutes, I was like, the guy's not in communication with me. If he's not in communication with me, I can't find out what he wants. If I don't know what he wants, I can't close the deal. I looked at him. I said, excuse me, sir. Well, I'm curious. I'd been with him 12 minutes. Why won't you look at me? This shocked this guy, just like popped him out of his head. He's like, what? I said, well, I'm just wondering, why don't you look at me? Okay? And immediately he started talking to me. Why? Because I took interest in him. And he starts communicating with me. I asked him what his ideal scene was for the place he wanted to live in. The guy opened up like literally like I'd taken the top off of him. Starts talking and talking, tells me everything he wants, tells me what he finds of value. See, I got in communication with him. Until that happens, I cannot make the sale. So you have to find out what's important to him or to her. You then have to listen. And only then can you possibly present, demonstrate, and sell. If you don't get into communication, you never have a chance of making a sale. Look, I believe this. It's better to blow the deal because you forced the communication than never have had it. The dictionary defines communications as the process in which information is exchanged between individuals through common symbols or behavior. This would include speech, phone call, emails that get responded to, texts that get responded to. Not a text one way. Talking about your product is not communicating. There's no exchange of ideas, you know. Hey, sir, this cup will do this, this, and this. This vehicle goes this. Is that important to you? So you got to get the feedback. In sales, we're interested in communication that gains access to data, information, which can then be turned into action. To gain information means your communication should include lots of questions, and these questions should be drilled. Hey, what do you want this product to do for you that your present one doesn't do for you? Great question. What would your present product have to do so that you would be satisfied with it and not have to replace it? On a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate what you're using now? Oh, really? What would make it a 10? See, these open-ended questions are great. They show interest in the customer, and it identifies, and you're able to discover what the buyer wants, needs, and then can assign value to. So I want to clarify that when I suggest you ask questions, it's not done with the intent of manipulation. There's a problem in sales. A lot of people will suggest you ask questions to manipulate later. There's many, many books regarding sales suggesting for 50 years now that the tactic is collect data, use it later against them. Look, these are tricks suggesting that the salesperson doesn't answer questions but then responds to the buyer's questions with more questions. It's manipulation. It's not communication. It's manipulation with the intent of helping, not selling. And I'm not interested in manipulation, and I don't think you are. I'm interested in communication, which means I need an exchange of ideas. Hey, what's most important to you? Really, why is that? Great. Then when you do your presentation, you're going to show them those features and benefits. So remember, communication is critical to your selling, and communication is two-way.